Hello, Patriots!
Hello, Patriots, Anons, and digital soldiers.
This is Carrie.
And this is Joel.
And we are the Quiet Boys
Of Truth.
All right, we had a rainy day here in Idaho.
Oh, yes we did.
Kind of weird for the end of June, but elsewhere things are heating up.
Some weird 2020 weather going on.
Very weird 2020 weather. All right, so today we're going to be covering the couple Q posts that we had from June 28th. But before we get started, we wanted to share something that was put out there by In the Matrix.
Yeah, so our brother Patriot in the Matrix got to interview Roger Stone, and if you did not have a chance to view it, you really need to. He did send us the full video, and we will link it down in the description for you guys to go check out. It's definitely worth watching.
For sure.
But we wanted to play a little snippet here that he threw out, and he gave us permission to use it. Thanks again, Matrix. We really appreciate it, brother. But yeah, check it out, guys.
And also, guys, we forgot to give a shout out to our subscribers. Thank you so much for all your support.
We can never forget you guys.
I know, I don't know what we were thinking.
Yes, we really do appreciate the support.
Yes, and we are almost at our goal of 145.
I know.
Woohoo! I think we're at 133 now. We might be at 134.
It's kind of hard because I keep wanting to come on a video and be like, yes, we hit our goal of exactly this. You know, but it seems like we surpass it every time we go to make a video.
Yeah, and that's totally fine.
I mean, no, that's awesome,
that's
but still,
fine.
One of these days.
One of these days. Yeah, but thanks, guys, for sending your friends and family our way.
Absolutely, we really appreciate it, guys. We are all in this fight together. Where we go one, we go all.
Definitely.
All right, so let's check out this video.
Check it out. Yeah.
We are in an epic struggle against the globalists. And there was only one man standing between us and this country hurtling over the cliff to globalism and 1,000 years of darkness. And that is Donald Trump.
But the more America achieves, the more hateful and enraged these crazy Democrats become. Crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy. At stake in this fight is the survival of American democracy itself. Don't kid yourself. That's what they want. They are destroying this country, but we will never let it happen, not even close.
His re-election is absolutely crucial to save this nation. We have a socialist revolution in the streets. They have destroyed a record economy, a boom economy that everybody said was impossible, but which Donald Trump delivered on. Donald Trump became president, and we were told that America's economy could not be revived. For structural reasons, we had to accept the fact that America's great days were behind us. We would no longer be the world's leader. We just had to accept a second back seat in the global economy. And Donald Trump refused to accept that.
Yeah.
Right on, dude.
Exactly.
Oh, man, I love our president.
Yes.
But like what Roger Stone just said about how there's only one man standing in the way. Basically, we're about to fall off a cliff, and the only person standing in the way of that is our president, Donald Trump.
Yep.
So,
and guys, there was a petition going around. I'll see if I can find it I believe it was to free Roger Stone.
Mm-hmm.
There's a website you can go to. If you check out Matrix and Shady's interview with Roger Stone, they have the link on there, you guys. So we will link their video in our description. You guys need to go check it out. All right, so now we want to show you Joe M's new video, a little snippet from it anyway.
Yeah, if you guys haven't heard, Joe M came out with a new video. It's called COVID 911 Insurgency, and it's pretty dang good.
Wow.
And it's definitely worth watching. So we have a little snippet, a little preview that we're going to show you. Okay, guys, so here it is, just a little preview. Just to give you an idea of what it's about. We're just going to play the first minute and a half to give you an idea of what it's going to be about. Definitely need to watch and share with everybody you know.
Stop what you're doing. I'm about to show you something you already suspect deep inside, but can't explain. The United States of America is currently in the midst of a war. Not the kind when one country attacks another with missiles or tanks. Not like warplanes dropping bombs on our Pacific Fleet. Not like a hostile neighbor launching a surprise invasion across our borders. Instead, we face a cruel and merciless enemy who invented a whole new type of war, one that threatens us now more than all the bombs in the world. They are motivated by pure greed and inconceivable cruelty, and have been silently reversing all that is good for so long that we became lulled into a state of self-destructive compliance, while they tore us apart and robbed us blind. When Patriots took back key branches of the U.S. government in 2016, a light was turned on to the vast corruption network that had infiltrated into the highest positions of power across every state. Only then did ordinary citizens begin to realize how close we had come to the end of it all. But first we must endure one last painful battle that will touch every citizen, no matter who they are. Right now, the country is being torn apart by the biggest political hoax and coordinated mass media disinformation campaign in living history. You may know it as COVID-19.
Yeah,
Whoa.
guys, so
Yeah.
we've seen this video and it is well worth the watch. So we will link it down in the description for you guys to go check out. We highly recommend you go check it out.
Yeah, Joe M. is seriously a master red pillar.
Yes.
Right?
We know quite a few of them. We know quite a
yeah.
few master red pillars, and it's
For
good to
sure.
have them around.
So I saw an interesting conversation on Twitter where people were saying that maybe more people would be red-pilled if it wasn't like Trump 2020, you know what I mean? But the response to that was that, like, we're past that. You know, I mean, why tell everybody what the problem is without giving them the solution, right? Because the whole reason that Donald Trump is in office right now, the whole reason that he did all of this was to change things and to stop this from happening. And so,
Well,
yeah,
I was also
Trump 2020.
I also saw a tweet from I believe it was Brendan Dilley. He was talking about, you know, people are starting to wake up to the fact that we don't want another wave of corona. We are sick of it. We are done. We want our freedoms back before the pandemic happened. In fact, you've made us so mad that we want all of our freedoms going all the way back to 1776. And we're going to take them. We don't want to be sheep anymore.
We don't want to be sheep anymore. You're right. But by the way, sheep know more. As in, they know more, Joel.
Yeah, but also no more sheep.
No more sheep, but the sheep know more.
So, just a real quick funny one. We saw this as we were scrolling through. This comes from Vaughn in the Falls at V in the Falls.
We had to share this,
Yeah,
guys, because
this
there's
is
not
awesome.
a whole lot of humor in this episode.
It's better to
so-
take the red pill now
yeah.
because later it will be a suppository. And if you think that pill she's holding is hard to swallow, if you wait and you have to take that suppository, that'll be a bad day.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
All right, let's get on to the Q posts.
All right, I guess we should do that.
Post of 4535 dropped 28th of June 2020 at 1:56 p.m. This represents a clear and present danger to the constitutional republic of the USA. All right, buckle up, Patriots. This is a long one. A person or person's value. 1. Vote. 2. Monetary value. Tax contribution. 3.
3 is blank.
Why is free thought ridiculed, challenged, and threatened when a person is opposed to the mainstream narrative? 2 in the kill box. Remains fixed. Degree allowable by economic recession/expansion. 1 in the kill box. Remains a variable. 1 in the kill box again. Dependent on a controlled system of information dissemination.
Okay, so that's our vote. They're talking about the vote right there. Yeah, because our vote is always variable and dependent on a lot of factors, right?
What happens when 90% of the media is controlled, owned by 6 corporations? What happens when those same corporations are operated and controlled by a political ideology? What happens when the news is no longer free from bias? What happens when the news is no longer reliable and independent? What happens when the news is no longer trustworthy? What happens when the news simply becomes an extension arm of a political party? fact becomes fiction, fiction becomes fact.
We're seeing this every day, guys.
When does news become propaganda, identity creation? How does the average person who is under constant financial stress by design find time to research and discern fact versus fiction? Majority of people more prone to believe someone in power sitting behind a big brand news name? Do people, human psyche in the kill box, tend to follow the majority mainstream viewpoint in fear of being isolated and or shunned?
Yes, they do.
Yes,
Nobody
they do.
wants to be on the outside. Everybody wants to feel like they belong.
Except us crazy conspiracy theorists who've been screaming this for years now.
Well, you know what, though? I mean, you get a taste of that in high school when you're different, you know, and you don't quite fit in with everybody. So it's kind of like, it just becomes like...
Right. But
like, you just start to realize that it's okay to be different, and then, you know, that's like a lot of us truthers, like, we're just those folks that never really fit in.
But we also don't care
to
because we're independent free thinkers.
No, it's not that we don't care, because I know that it's been awkward for me at times, like, you know, like, everybody wants to, like, feel validated and feel like they are valued and like they belong.
Right.
Right? So it definitely is part of our human psyche, no matter how comfortable we are with being unique and different and, you know, kind of being on the outside, we still want to belong. They use that against us, like, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mainstream is used for a reason. Dominate trend in opinion in the kill box. If majority of people believe X, then X must be validated / true in the kill box. Why do mainstream media heads with different organizations always use the same keywords and or catchphrases? Coordinated? By who? Outside entity providing instructions?
Obviously.
Yes. Do they count on the fact that people, human psyche, are more prone to believe something if heard over and over again by different trusted sources?
Right, what is that called? Like echo... something like about... oh yeah, echo chamber tactics. Right, you hear it over and over again. Change the channel and you hear it again. Change the channel and you hear it again. Echo chamber tactics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do echo chamber tactics provide validation, credibility to the topic or point being discussed? Well, it would seem that way because everybody's repeating it.
It's always been that way until people started, I think, like most of us are realizing, like, why are they saying the exact same thing in the exact same way?
Right.
You know? I mean, it gets to a point where it's no longer validating it. It's, like, waking us up. It's creepy. It's like, oh my god. Like, obviously they're all getting this from somewhere. Like, they're all being told exactly what to say.
Yeah, and you guys have seen the videos.
So their tactics are backfiring.
You guys have all seen the videos of all these news organizations saying the exact same thing. Maybe in slightly different ways, but it's so small that you wouldn't even notice that it's
crazy.
Not different.
It's crazy. So that was their original tactic, was like the echo chamber. Mm-hmm. But it's totally backfiring because, like, people that aren't even red-pilled, when you see that, it's kind of hard to not question it, right, Joel?
Well, some people will tell you, oh, that's just edited. Well, not really.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
Threat to intellectual freedom. Yes, very much so. In fact, when the Confederates could no longer have slaves, guys, this is what happened. They went after all of us, and instead of just physically enslaving us, they went after everybody's consciousness, because if they can take over your mind, if they can enslave your mind, they have the rest of you.
Yeah, they have you.
And that's what we're breaking. Yep.
You're in the narrative.
But not like our buddy in the Matrix. He's cool.
No.
He's trying to break people out of the Matrix like we're trying to do.
Absolutely.
Would control over or of these institutions / organizations allow for the mass control of a population's viewpoint regarding a desired topic? Read again, digest. Would control over or of these institutions, organizations allow for the mass control of a population's viewpoint regarding a desired topic? Think Black Lives Matter push every 4 years.
Yeah, guys, we've seen that
logical
Google trend.
Thinking.
We've seen it over and over and over again. We all know that Black lives only matter to them.
Listen.
Every 4 years.
Yeah.
When it's an election
All lives
year.
matter all the time, guys.
Exactly.
But they've created socially engineered agendas very deceptively to make people buy into it.
I want to say that again, because I like how that sounded when you said it, Joel. All lives matter
All the
time.
Why, after the election of 2016, did Democrats and media corporations jumpstart a coordinated and planned, in the kill box, divisive blitz intended to create falsehoods regarding illegitimacy of election, character assassination of POTUS through sexism, racism, every other ism? How much of the population still believes POTUS colluded with Russia due to MSDNC 365 blitz? No MSDNC retraction of POTUS Russia collusion narrative propaganda? Why? Pre-post 2016 election, why are violent masked terror organizations such as Antifa immediately created and funded and allowed to operate within Democratic-controlled cities, safe zones in the kill box? Why were these organizations tasked with immediate intimidation and shutdown of any pro-POTUS rallies and or events? Why were marches immediately organized to counter and silence pro-POTUS rallies and or events? Why were marches immediately organized which divided people into sex, gender, race, ism in the kill box? When you control the levers of news dissemination, you control the narrative. Control of the narrative equals power. When you are blind, what do you see? Nothing. They want you divided. Divided by religion, divided by race, divided by sex, divided by political affiliation, divided by class. When you are divided and angry and controlled, you target those different from you, not those responsible or the controllers in the kill box. Divided you are weak. Divided you pose no threat to their control. When non-dogmatic information becomes free and transparent, it becomes a threat to those who attempt to control the narrative and or stable. Livestock kept, sheep. That's what they view us as, guys.
Absolutely.
When you are awake, you stand on the outside of the stable, groupthink collective, and have free thought. Free thought is a philosophical viewpoint which holds that positions regarding truth should be formed on the basis of logic, reason, and empiricism rather than authority, tradition, revelation, or dogma. This represents a clear and present danger to the constitutional republic of the United States of America. Q.
Woo! Dang.
But we've seen this posted before.
Yes,
I mean,
we
there's
have.
definitely been some stuff that was added to it. But, guys, this is a very important post to just digest because there is some very heavy information in here.
Right, and I think the majority of it is stuff that we know.
Yeah, we've already known.
We know this. Thinking about the fact that the media is owned by 6 corporations, guys.
And those 6 corporations probably most definitely owe allegiance to somebody higher up.
They're all working for the same.
Guys, there was a time when monopolies were outlawed.
Yes.
So they started making these new things called oligopolies.
Oh, right.
And then an oligopoly is pretty much the exact same thing as a monopoly. It's just a different word, and they can do it differently.
It's just a way to get around the system, to work it in their favor, to do exactly the same thing they were doing before with a different name, making it sound like they changed it, when in reality, that reminded me of like 11th grade U.S. history.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Just same thing, different name.
Yep, exactly.
Woo! Okay.
That was a heavy one.
That was a heavy one. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, post 4536 goes along with that post we just read. So this one is from the 28th at 2:18 p.m. Q is a back channel to communicate directly to the people, bypassing the corrupt, controlled media. So it only makes sense, guys. We know the media is corrupt. We know the media is controlled. What other way can the word get out to the people directly? Besides something like what we have here, like Q.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a tweet here from the Spun Q, and we'll check that out in just a second. The Q says, if the news is untrustworthy, corrupt, controlled, and simply an extension arm of the Democrat Party, which we know it to be, how do you circumvent? Controlled lines of communication, propaganda. How do you communicate directly with the people? Back channels are important. Yes, they are. Information warfare, knowledge is power.
Yes.
All right, so let's check that out real quick. Okay, guys, so as we know, there are a ton of Q proofs, right, that lots of people have brought our attention to.
It's almost like, do we actually need any more at this point?
Right, it's like, at what point does it become mathematically impossible, that
this
kind of thing.
one's pretty dang obvious.
Right, yeah, so...
if you had any doubt.
Exactly, so this is from Spun Q, and basically they're showing a 2-year delta between a Q post from June 20th of 2018 that said, look for more direct Q, POTUS confirmations, and then... So Eric Trump put out a picture that we've all seen on his Instagram account, and that was on June 20th of 2020. So exactly 2 years later, and it says, look for more direct confirmations, it's time. And we all saw that lovely picture of the Q on the flag.
Yeah, which was pulled down right after 17,000.
Yeah, but it said, who's ready for the Trump rally tonight? All right, so so they're just bringing our attention to this 2-year delta.
Yep.
So pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I think there's like a ton more actually. Doesn't Spun Q?
Yeah, this is a whole thread, and we'll link it in the description for you guys to go check out.
Yeah.
I've looked through it. Really awesome information there. Definitely worth going check out. Give them a follow. Yeah, that does it for our Q posts for the 28th. There were only 2 guys, but
they were
I think
pretty
we made
heavy
this
though,
video
pretty long
enough. We're kind of long-winded sometimes. We apologize if
sorry. Well, no.
No, we don't apologize.
Not sorry.
Yeah, we're not sorry. This is awesome stuff,
Sorry,
and everybody
not
needs to hear it.
All right, so once again, thank you so much to all of our subscribers. You guys are the reason that we're here. We really appreciate you and your support, and thank you so much for sending people our way.
If you happen to be new here, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, toggle to that little notification bell so you're notified when we put out new videos.
Sorry, I had to do it.
So anyway, yeah, we really appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. And please, Patriots and Ons and digital soldiers, one and all, please do not forget, where we go one, we go all.
Love you,
Good night, Patriots.